interest rates are higher. It's harder to make numbers cash flow with the same down payment if you're using leverage. And so what we've done is we've been able to go to these national builders. We're builders as well, and we mainly focus on new construction. But we've been able to create relationships with the largest national builders that do have excess inventory that mainly sell to retail buyers. They also sell to institutional buyers like BlackRock and some of these REITs and things like that. They sell them at huge discounts because they're selling hundreds or thousands of houses at the same time. Right.
Yeah.
So they're doing these huge blocks. We've been able to create partnerships and opportunity with them where we're able to move the same amount of inventory and mass volume where we underwrite, right? We choose the market, we get to cherry pick the best deals across the country, and then we acquire those from the builder at a steep discount. We pass those discounts on to the investor. And that makes a deal very attractive because of the market dynamics. That's not going to last forever. But the reality is there's excess inventory and builders are highly motivated to get them off their balance sheet. And so if we had, like we were talking about, if we have a $300,000 house and we get a 10% discount on it, we get to pass it on to our investors that they get to use that 10% not only as a price reduction, they could also use it as cash back.
Yeah.
So in a $300,000 house, that's $30K. That's 10% back that they can cover half of their down payment. That skyrockets ROI, helps with cash flow. They can use it to buy the rate down. We got people buying the rates into the mid threes right now on 30-year fixed loans.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I'm excited to be here today. I have a fantastic guest. This gentleman, the nation largest turnkey provider. Now, I know you think you know what turnkey is, but he's going to explain what real turnkey is, right? And so I'm excited because I think I'm going to be educated right along with you. I think I may know what it is, but I think he's going to drop some nuggets where you be like, oh, yeah, that makes kind of more sense. And so I am so excited to introduce you all to present this time and introduce to others, because some of y'all may know him, Mr. Zach Lemaster. Mr. Zach, how you doing today, sir?
Hey, Quinn, thanks so much for having me on here. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, excited to go through Turnkey and some creative options people have today.
Absolutely. Well, man, I'm excited that you're here. And listen, I want to dive right in. I want you to tell people what your main focus is these days. Zach, if you want to give us an origin story, we love the hero's journey. So if you want to walk us up to how you got started, how you got into this, we want to know that too. And then, man, tell us what part of the world you're in. And so, Mrs. Zach, sir, you have the floor, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. And again, I appreciate you having me on. So I started my journey in real estate probably about 15 years ago. My wife and I are both optometrists by education. I was on scholarship with the Air Force. So I was commissioned as a captain in the Air Force and stayed active duty for about 7 years before I went on to start private practices. That's out here in Denver, Colorado. And I'm from Wyoming originally. My wife's Canadian, but we settled here. We just love the Front Range and love doing the outdoor stuff. But real estate early on for me was just something that I wanted to start in because, like many people, I read the books, the Kiyosaki sagas, all the things of like, hey, I've never had money. This first time, my first year as a captain in the Air Force, which is my first year practicing optometry, I started to earn my first like legitimate paycheck, and it was like, I want to be smart with money, right? So what do? I didn't know anything about stocks or anything else. I read the books. I was like, real estate makes sense. It was tangible. I ended up buying my first house with a VA loan, which is zero money down, no mortgage insurance. I bought a duplex. I house hacked it, lived in the top, rented out the bottom. Saved that house lived there for a few years, sold it, no capital gains because I lived there 2 out of the past 5 years and just reinvested that capital into investing. So that was about 15 years ago, Quentin. And since that time, I always tell people I never took a year off investing. And we've built a
Mm,
very large portfolio and active real estate business now that has allowed us to retire from our career paths in medicine.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
To just do full-time real estate, and we do that because we really love it. And it's not because I disliked optometry. I love helping people see. It's still a passion, but we were able to have a larger impact globally and have a lot of philanthropic efforts because of that. But we started a business about 10, 11 years ago called Rent to Retirement. And we've
mhm,
grown it every single year to today. We're the nation's largest turnkey investment company. We do over 1,000 properties across 18 different markets to help our investors build financial independence through investing strategically in locations that make the most sense. So, regardless of someone's experience, their time, or whatever the case is, where they live, they can invest strategically in the locations that make the most sense. Because that's the number one thing that allowed my wife and I to achieve financial independence is being intentional about where we invested. We started locally in our own backyard, which is great because that's what we felt comfortable with and knew. But then we started to look at other areas where there's better opportunity. And that took a long time to build that up. But once we were able to strategically invest in areas where that had the best returns, then we were able to really expedite our goals. And that was the birthplace of Rent to Retirement.
mm.
And so essentially what we do is we help people do the same thing that we did, which is strategically invest in the right locations throughout the country where our teams handle everything for them. So they don't have to go and be a property management. They don't have to, decide where to invest and try to analyze thousands of different markets across the country. We've already done that heavy lifting for them. So turnkey to us is where we have a marketplace and offer multiple opportunities to our investors where it's the homes are either newly renovated or fully built. Most of what we do is new construction, leased and managed by our local teams in a market that we know is going to be successful for them long term. So they can, strategically build financial independence investing in those locations. And then we coach them through, things like how to maximize their tax advantages. Do you need an LLC? Like, how do you get started? What are the financing options? How do you take your goals and expedite them? And just help people avoid the pitfalls that set many of us, back many years when we first get started. So I can be long winded. I'm going to stop there.
Man, I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you. Everything you explained was succinct, it was concise, but it was so important to take us through your journey, walk us up to where you are now. So I appreciate the journey. Man, and as you was talking, I was writing down a resume, man. Air Force, well, I'm not gonna get the word out. Help me out, Jack.
Yeah, optometry. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Yeah, I wrote it down, but I can't get it out my mouth. So
It's a
thank
mouthful.
you
Yeah.
for that. 15 years ago, you started your real estate journey. Now you built Rent to Retirement. Man, you have been busy and you have been through different transitions within your life. And so I had this saying where I say destiny has no wasted moments, right? Meaning no matter what we go through life, it helps us become who we are now. And we borrow from those moments and we pick back and we reflect and say, man, that was very useful to me that I can use now. So I want to ask you, man, as you went through your journey, what has this journey taught you about you? Like, has it unlocked your superpower? Has it taught you consistency? Like, what has this journey taught you about you, Zach?
That is a very interesting question. And I got to hand it to you because I've been on probably over 1,000 podcasts in my time, and no one has ever asked me that. And I do agree with you. My wife and I were just talking about this that, you're a collection of all your experiences and the good and the bad. And those are all
Hmm.
lessons, both the good and the bad, right? And you can use those to better your life if you choose and apply those to business relationships, all the things. So what's interesting to me is I think having the background in healthcare, probably I went into healthcare because I'm very empathetic. I
Mhm.
care for people. I care for their health. I have had bad eyes and multiple surgeries my entire life, and so, my eye doctor was very close to me and a big, mentor and impactful. So I decided when I was like 8 years old, like I was going to be an optometrist. So I did that, and
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And I really enjoyed helping people see and care, like that bedside manner, right? That connection with people as a caregiver. And that was really important to me. That has been very important to me in other aspects of business. I've learned
Mm,
that the real estate world, the business world, the M&A world, like it can be cold and cutthroat. And people are generally skeptical when someone is, and there's so many gurus online, right? So there's so many pitches. It's like, even with AI, it's like, is this real? Is this legitimate? Bringing that like empathy and that compassion and that warmth into relationships with our investors, with other business partners, that's been huge. I
mm,
always tell people we're in the people business
yeah,
and communication business, even though it's real estate is a widget, right? It's we're in, and I think that's true of many businesses. And so I think that's the biggest thing I've learned over time is like applying those type of lessons. Of course, many people say leadership in the Air Force. Yes, that's true, and things like that. But really, that's probably the biggest thing I've learned about myself is just that you can take, your own personality and apply it to lots of different aspects in your life and don't feel like you need to change yourself, lean into that and that compassion and that competence. I think those two things are like the two most important things to blend well to be able to build someone's confidence. And I think our investor community sees that.
mm. Man, thank you for that eloquent answer, man. When you was talking, so many things were sparking in my mind. And one thing I know for sure is that success is a magnifier, right? And real estate is a tool to be successful, but successful money, it magnifies just the thing that's inside. And the thing that's inside, it comes out. And so I love the fact that since eight, you knew what you wanted to do. And since eight, you wanted to help people. And then when you got, the mentor, I can't get this word out, but your mentor in your field. I'm head like I don't know. The word is there. I've written the word, but I can't pronounce it for whatever reason. But I love the fact that your journey just magnified who you were to help people, to really serve people. Again, I love your absolutely love your answer. And I just want people to know that, this real estate thing is a tool. It's a tool to be successful. But sometimes we got to look back and rewire and see, okay, how did I get to where I am? And how is this journey affecting me so it can continue to affect my future and where I'm trying to go and my goals that I'm trying to reach. And so I appreciate your answer, man. I really did. I really do. So let me ask you this, Zach. Of course, you've been living long enough, 12 years in the business since you've been building real estate, 15 years. So I know adversity had to have shown is not even an ugly head. It's just part of the game, right? Adversity is something that we face. Nothing goes exactly as planned. So let me ask you, how have you overcame adversity, and actually, how have adversity looked in your part of the world, in the things that you do?
Yeah, so much, and it's constant. It never goes away, right? I mean, life. I think everyone paints this picture, or many people do, in their head of like retiring, especially through real estate. I think that's what attracts a lot of people to real estate is like, hey, I have enough rentals, I can have X amount of cash flow. It's a lot, maybe financially free, and it's like life is good. But like as you make more money and own more assets, and like life gets harder. Actually, there's just more to think about. So, but that's part of the journey, and you got to embrace it because every every adversity that you experience is going to make you stronger. And also can be opportunistic. I've there's been a lot of times, like one of my first business partners ended up in another business, but real estate related, like ended up stealing a significant amount of money from it. I thought that was the end of the world because, quite frankly, it was at that point
Yeah.
financially. But
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
That opened the door because he had actually wronged multiple people, and then he declared bankruptcy. And then we were like in this, basically the group of creditors to be, on the bankruptcy docket. But they, anyways, I met some other people that were also, in an unfortunate situation that I ended up forming partnerships as well over time with. We did like exponentially greater, right? So you just don't know that, but I just understand that, like, you got to welcome it. You got to learn
Yep.
to manage it. It's very
Hmm.
difficult for some people to do. I think that's what allows entrepreneurs to really excel, is like be comfortable in the uncomfortable,
Mm.
and always use those lessons to learn. But yeah, I mean, shoot, we had early on, as we were talking about, we had contractors, that would also take money and do terrible jobs, property managers. Like, you just
Mm.
got to go through, you find better systems to vet people, and
Yeah.
ultimately, it's sometimes you just got to understand, like, you got to go through and work with someone and give them a chance till you truly know how things are going to go. And that's why you date before you marry. But today we were talking about the biggest thing, like, relevant right now, is market conditions. So there's really not a lot of inventory. And this is something relevant to our business, but anyone in real estate. Interest
Yeah.
rates are still high. Like, what do you do, right, to make the numbers work? And there's a lot of people they let them that paralyze them because
Yeah.
it takes extra work, or they're fearful, or whatever. And guys, this is a long game. Real estate is a long game. Time is either your biggest adversary or your biggest advocate, because it's like the longer you own property, that multiplies over time with appreciation, rental increases, tax benefits, leverage, all the things. So
Yeah.
one unique way that we're combating that right now, like, to be very specific about what we've done as a company, let's say interest rates are higher. It's harder to make numbers cash flow with the same down payment if you're using leverage. And so what we've done is we've been able to go to these national builders. We're builders as well, and we mainly focus on new construction. But we've been able to create relationships with the largest national builders that do have excess inventory, that mainly sell to retail buyers. They also sell to institutional buyers, like, BlackRock and some of these REITs and things like that. They sell them at huge discounts because they're selling hundreds or thousands of houses at the same time. Right.
Yeah.
So they're doing these huge blocks. We've been able to create partnerships and opportunity with them where we're able to move the same amount of inventory and mass volume, where we underwrite, right? We choose the market, we get to cherry pick the best deals across the country, and then we acquire those from the builder at a steep discount. We pass those discounts on to the investor. And that makes a deal very attractive because of the market dynamics. That's not going to last forever. But the,
Mm.
the reality is there's excess inventory, and builders are highly motivated to get them off their balance sheet. And so
Yeah.
if we had, like we were talking about, if we have a $300,000 house and we get a 10% discount on it, we get to pass it on to our investors, that they get to use that 10% not only as a price reduction, they could also use it as cash back.
Yeah.
So in a $300,000 house, that's 30K. That's 10% back that they can cover half of their down payment. That skyrockets ROI, helps with cash flow. They can use it to buy the rate down. We got people buying the rates into the mid threes right now on 30-year fixed loans. So, not to get too into the weeds, but I wanted to give you a concrete example of how we are reacting to
Yeah.
the market and creating opportunity, which is sometimes what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach, man, thank you. Now, I'm glad you brought that in. I'm glad you kind of walked us through that. I think that, again, is just absolute great nuggets for the people that's listening. And so, Zach, I want to ask you this: what is your next real goal? Like, what are you looking to solve a scale next?
We always keep our pulse on the markets, right? Like, that's what our company does, is we scour the country to find the most strategic investment markets where there's the best opportunity based on our criteria, which, just to briefly go over that's, we want to be in landlord friendly states. We want to be in areas that are tax friendly, both on business and real estate taxes. We want to be in areas where there's, growth and population, where there's a diversity of industries, not just say something, a local place that's reliant on, like, oil and gas that could change. We want to have, diversity of economy, so it can thrive in multiple market cycles. We want to be below the median house price point, which rough is 400K. So, like, there's an affordability crisis in the US, and There's
Yeah.
the highest tenant demographics and buyer demographics below $400,000. It's just affordable for people. So, and those are in good neighborhoods, like B and A class neighborhoods for new construction
Yeah.
homes. So, anyways, we scour the market to find the best markets. There's a lot of opportunity coming up right now in the markets. We just opened up Colorado for the first time. Colorado has been a place historically, and I live here. This has been a
Yeah.
place that's too expensive to invest in the taxes, but there's some unique pockets where
Come
taxes
on.
aren't high, right? So, but certainly this is a growing area. So, anyways, we're just excited to open up markets where there's the best opportunity. That's really where we thrive. And of course, we're always ramping up our educational and coaching program, the Academy, the Rent to Retirement Academy, that
Mm.
helps thousands of people achieve financial independence through real estate investing. So we're just excited about what we do, Quentin. We're passionate about it and excited to do more of it.
Yeah, man, and I'm loving. I'm so glad you mentioned the academy, which I was not aware of. I love it, man. I'm glad you mentioned it because that actually takes me right where I want to go. Because I want to talk about relationships. Because I've listened to you a constant through line. That I keep hearing you saying that you want to help people, and so I want to get your perspective on relationships, relationship within business, relationship with your potential clients. Like, how do you view relationships, and how do you go about building healthy relationships?
Everyone, and this is an interesting topic as well, because this is a hard balance when you're in a for-profit company where you're selling a product. And the biggest, I want to say this again to reiterate the importance of it, is that being just authentic with people and direct, but also, welcoming is important. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we sell real estate that we try to set our investors up for success, and we do a very good job of that, where it's generally a passive investment where things are handled for them and they're really successful. But it's still real estate. Things happen. Tenants move out. They're still like, now the management is handling that for you. You don't have to do that. But like, you still hear about it, it's still noise. And that bothers some people, right? So my point is that there are issues that come up, and that's part of real estate, that's part of the game. And we always take the time to first over communicate with people, and then help them strategically plan. If someone has a experience or life circumstance where they have to sell the asset, like walking them through selling that and optimizing the sale of it, like that's really important, especially in stressful times for them. Point is it's all about communication. I think all relationships and all business, this like, if you approach communication the right way, which is
Mm.
promptly communicate
Ooh,
and consistently communicate with the right tone, that's going to set you, far and away above the 90% of people out there. And that's so important, especially with AI becoming more prevalent. Like the human interaction is so crucial. Um, I feel like I'm getting a little sidetracked, but that's the way we approach all of our
yeah,
relationships. Whether you're a client, whether you're a business partner, whether you're a colleague, is just be authentic, right? And come here ready to serve and help people, because that's really what it's. Most people are motivated by money early on. I
yeah,
get that. I was as well, and I was very interested in like creating financial independence. Once you get there, it's like, all right, well, what's fulfilling now? And yes, there is like the thing of like, oh, I met my financial goal. I'm going to set a higher one. Like that never goes away. Like sure, that's a motivating thing, but it's like, what else wakes you up in the morning, or what else? And you can get burnout really quick in
yeah,
any industry. And so really like leaning into certain things in life that you feel passionate about, and truly helping people, whether you're someone who's really giving or not, like that has an effect on you, helping people reach their financial goals, seeing how things change their lives, like helping people see.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think selfishly, that's what I truly enjoy the most, because it's what gives you the feel good, right? And keeps you
Right.
going regardless of the money.
Yeah. Man, Zach, again, man, thank you so much. I think you just eloquently said so many different things. And I wrote down when you was talking about communication. You said let it be prompt, consistent, and you said tone. A lot of people don't even talk about the tone, right? And so I love how you brought that in with communication, with them building relationships. And I tell people, communication, it's mathematically and it's scientifically that communication has a 55-38-7 rule, right? 55% is body language, 38% is the tone that you actually said, and only 7% is actually the words that you said. And so I love how you again brought in tone because it matters 38% of the time when it comes to communication. And so I love that you said that. And again, just being prompt, consistent. Maya Angelou said people very rarely remember what you said, but they definitely remember how you made them feel. And so being prompt and consistent, I mean, you just again, just gave us so many nuggets that people can kind of hold on to.
Let me throw in one more because you did this when we first jumped on, and you're an excellent communicator as well,
Ooh.
especially when I got, a thousand reminders about the podcast. But no, look here, look, I love it. There's a system in
Yeah,
place. Now I'm
yeah,
giving
absolutely.
you crap. Quinn, the first thing you did
Appreciate you.
here's a piece of advice, and this is exactly what Quinn did. Which this does have an impact on people, and they will remember you whenever you go into a meeting or any type of meeting for whatever reason, or if you're even, well, maybe be creepy if you're dating someone. But if you're here's how you get people to really remember you and open up is that do your research on them and find out one or two interesting things about them if you can online to the extent that you can. If you can't, no worries. But start the conversation with at least 2 to 3 questions specifically around those items for that person, specifically around those items that you were aware of, right? Just on someone's profile, LinkedIn, whatever. Ask them about that right out of the gates. Just say, this is very interesting. If they,
Mm,
career, hobbies, whatever, it's like, oh, I saw this on your LinkedIn. That's super interesting. Like, how'd you get into that? Or tell me about, and it's just like all this, people love to talk about themselves. And so that's one way to get people to like you. And so if you can start a conversation, 1 or 2 questions, but like that immediately sets the tone where it's like, I'm here, I'm interested in you.
yeah.
Right. And that's exactly what you did, Quentin. And that's memorable.
Man, I appreciate that. You have no idea. I mean, I'm just taking notes on things that you said. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm taking notes, man. You have given me a lot of gems. So I know our viewers got a lot of gems, but you've given me a lot of gems that I'm taking to heart. So I really appreciate you, man. Listen, Zach, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate, learn more about what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you, sir?
Yeah, great. I always want to drive people to our website, which is rent2retirement.com, rent-to-retirement.com. You can also text REI to 33777 and set up a time with our team. We don't charge investors anything, guys. We make our money from building and selling houses. We're here to help people build financial independence through real estate investing done the right way, where our local teams handle everything for you. But we have a lot of market data and a lot of market research. We have a huge YouTube channel, a huge podcast following. We put out new content every week just about market data. We have investment calculators. Like there's a lot of things for people to use to advance their real estate investing goals. And of course, our team is here ready to help you at no cost to help you, build your investment portfolio. I guarantee you'll at least, learn something with the conversation. We have a lot of lender resources as well. We have 5% down loan options that whether you're investing with us or not, you can use those with local credit unions on non-owner occupied investment properties. Did you know that, Quinn? You can put 5% down and with no
Mm,
PMI. These are
Nope.
portfolio loans, a 30-year loan. Like you're like, what? That's not even, you got to put 25% down. Point is reach out, guys, follow our stuff. We're here to help however we can.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to say three things to you, Zach. First, thank you for your time. I mean, time is precious. We do things to get our time back, right? So the fact that you're here, spending time with us, thank you for your time. Secondly, man, thank you for your story. Thank you for giving us the gift of your vulnerability, the gift of your transparency, the gift of your authenticity. Thank you so much for your story. Lastly, man, thank you for your perspective, your mindset, and bringing that mindset to this platform. Greatly appreciate you being here today, sir.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, y'all heard Mrs. Zach. You can't tell me you didn't get the nuggets. You can't tell me you didn't. So look in his show notes, get in contact with him. Now listen, I love Zach. He's a great guy. Get in contact with him, but definitely make sure you are subscribed here because I promise you, we're going to continue to bring up amazing people just like Mrs. Zach. So sir, thank you again. And to everyone else, y'all have a fantastic day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.